When my family and I finally stepped into my grandfather's yard, I knew restoration would not happen overnight. Years of neglect has allowed nature to take over, as you can see, but this was the first real step towards rebuilding. In this video, I'm sharing what we discovered on the yard, the challenges that we came across, and how we overcame them. Hi, my name is Mpulukeng, and you are welcomed on my journey. On the 19th September 2024, I returned to this yard with my family with the intention of beginning the restoration process. By then, the grass had already been cut and left to dry for about a week. Our first plan was to burn the cut grass that had been lying there. It was necessary to clear what had already been removed so that we could begin creating a clean foundation. I also decided to hire more people to help with the work. Restoring a place like this requires effort and teamwork. It is not something that can be done alone. This is a huge responsibility that my grandfather gave me. We began removing the remaining dead grass and weeds that had taken over the yard. Slowly, we cleared what had accumulated over many years. As the work continued, we also began leveling the ground to create a more open and clean space. As we continued cleaning the yard, we began to discover some of the old things that once belonged to my grandparents. Among them were plates and spoons that they used many years ago. Oh Lord, I forgot to take those pictures. We also discovered traditional clay pots known in Setswana as dinkgo, as you can see in this picture. My grandmother used these pots to store grain water. That water would later be used for drinking, cooking, even washing the dishes. Seeing these items again brought back so many memories of my childhood. When I saw them, I could not hold back my emotions. I cried deeply. Memories of my grandmother came rushing back. She was the one that I only knew when I was growing up. I loved her so much, and in that moment, I felt how much I miss her. And I had so much memories of her together with my mom. Yes, we spent the whole day removing the weeds and cutting these trees. I'm really grateful for the workers that I hired because they really indeed put in the hard work. We spent the whole day here. It was a huge project indeed. Ke fo tata mogolo ke fa ile go clean, then go setse le ditlhare ba di ntshitse. Yeah, ba di cutile. So tlo di ntsha today. Very difficult. And then yeah, tlo ntsha dilo tse, and then mathata ke ditena tse ba tla bona re tsaya ka tsone. Yeah, le mo re tlo thusa le nna ke tlo bereka today, and then yeah, ke letlotla le le setseng la ntate mogolo. Yeah, re tlo clear-a mo. Yeah, hopefully go tla fela today. Okay. As I stand here today looking at the progress we made, I cannot help but reflect on how this journey truly began. When my late maternal grandfather, Ntate Mogolo Jacoba Molefe, first appeared in my dreams in 2021 and placed this responsibility on me to rebuild his yard, I was extremely afraid. I kept asking myself, how would I face the Molefe family with such a message? How would they receive it? Would they even support me? Or would they see me differently? Those were the things I was extremely scared of. It was a heavy responsibility, and at that time I felt very alone and lonely. Both my parents had already passed on, and I often wondered how would I carry this task without their guidance and support. I felt like if they were alive, it was going to be easy because they would then assist me and guide me. But unfortunately, they were no more, and I had to rely on my siblings and my relatives of Molefe family. I also struggled internally with questions of faith. As a Christian, I wrestled with understanding why these experiences were happening and what they meant. It was a confusing and daunting time for me. As a Christian, you are not supposed to be believing in ancestors or even honoring them. But here I am finding myself at a crossroad where I'm getting messages and instruction from my grandfather. I then decided to inform all my relatives of the Molefe family, and to my surprise, they showed me incredible support. They stood with me, encouraged me, and walked with me through this journey. Their support humbled me deeply and reminded me that no one rebuilds something meaningful alone. I'm truly grateful to them, and I will always carry that gratitude in my heart. This restoration is just not about rebuilding a yard. It's about honoring those who came before us, preserving a legacy for those who will come after us. The work we have done so far is the only beginning. There is still so much to restore, so much to build, and many stories that this yard still holds. In the next part of this journey, I will share more about the vision I have for this place and the steps we will take to bring it back to life. This is not just restoration, it's rebuilding a legacy. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch my journey. Kindly please like, subscribe, and join me on my journey to rebuilding this yard. See you in the next chapter.